Hello, welcome to a brand new episode of Joe Sent Me. I am your host today, and my name is Joe. And I've got a special episode for you today. Recently, I had the privilege of reaching out to a perfume company in Canada called Zoologist Perfumes. The owner of the company, Victor Wong, was gracious enough to allow me to try out all 7 of their fragrances. Actually, 8 of their fragrances, because the 8th one is the brand new one called Civet that is coming out this year, if it isn't already out. I wanted to talk to you about just my initial impressions of every single one that I've tried out and what my thoughts are. I also want to remind you guys that this is a review and that this is not biased at all. So just because I received these to try out doesn't mean I have to say nice things. Although I do have some nice things to say. Let me get started first and let you know that what I received was a very small container to sample. You can actually buy these off their website. It is $6 per container if you decide you wanted to get one. They are the most interesting perfume line I've ever heard of. I would have to say that this is the most interesting company, most unique perfume I have ever smelled, and just the brand is extremely unique. So kudos to them for being unique and not being like everybody else where they do a sweet one, a spicy one, or whatever. They're just not about that. In fact, the reason why they're called Zoologist Perfumes is because of their fascination for the animal kingdom. Each perfume that I tested out is a different perfume based on the area maybe that the animal is from, or just the association with that animal. I just want to tell you my initial impressions, and I can tell you about each one individually so that you can have your thoughts on that. I do recommend though that you do try them because they're very unique, they're very different. You may not like them at all, or you may love them, but it's very, very personal, very unique. So I must say, make sure that you do try them before you buy and invest in the big bottles. The big bottles, by the way, are 2 ounces of fluid, and they're $125 a bottle. And then Civet is their newest one. I believe it's $165, and I'll include a link to the website right down below. Make sure you check out the notes there. What I'm also going to do in the notes below is I'm also going to provide you with the ingredients, so you'll know the top notes, the middle notes, and the base notes of each one that I've tried out. Here's what I did. I received the samples to try out, and every day I tried out something new. And I didn't have to use a lot because the fragrance is a eau de parfum. I got a chance to try out each one every day. Let me just tell you what I thought about each one individually. I also wanted to remind you that I have an Instagram page. I have a fan page, I guess if you want to call it that. On that Instagram page, I did put a little something about each one there, so you can go to Instagram.com and check out Joe Sent Me there. I'll also provide a link down below for that. And if you go to the Instagram, you'll see the different ones I tried on those days. So the first thing I tried out was Rhinoceros. So what do you think of when you think of Rhinoceros? You think of a tough hide, you think of leather, a very masculine and brute animal. Well, that's what this is. This is a leathery smell. And I have to say, it did smell like leather, but it seemed a little more synthetic than I wanted it to be. I did like it. It was pretty decent, but I wasn't 100% thrilled with it. I expected a little more. On day 2, I tried a macaque, which is a monkey, and it was also an interesting smell. You don't smell like the monkey, by the way. You do smell like the region that the monkey's from. And actually no animals were used in the production of any of these fragrances. So for all you animal lovers out there, this is a cruelty-free, animal-free product. In fact, even the oils and the musks of everything, none of it is animal-based. All of it is synthetic. So the macaque was a sweet one for me. It had a little bit of honey in it. And the one thing I've noticed about all of these fragrances, there's a couple ingredients in here that I mean, it mentions a bunch of ingredients, but each one had a couple of ingredients in it that really stood out and stuck with it the whole way through, from the top to the middle to the bottom, all the way through. Some things I didn't smell at all, unless my palate must be wrong, but some things I didn't get at all. So I saw ingredients that were listed there that I didn't notice, or I must have missed, but I didn't notice it because it was overpowered by a certain other ingredient. On day 3, I tried out one of the most anticipated fragrances that they make, which is Bat. It's also the most unique fragrance ever. I had high expectations for this one, and unfortunately I was let down only because it smelled like damp earth only to me. It smelled like a bat cave is what it smelled like. It didn't smell like poop, but it smelled like bat cave, which is fine. Some people dig that, and like I said, it's not for everyone. You may get it and be like, oh my goodness, I smell everything that's listed here, I love it. I was looking forward to the tropical fruit part. I was looking forward to the banana just to see. I didn't notice it much. I smelled more damp earth and green and mossiness and just everything, and they nailed the damp earth part big time because it really felt like I was in a cave. On day 4, I tried out Hummingbird, and Hummingbird, I think of a very delicate feminine scent. I believe these fragrances are all unisex, but I think this Hummingbird and also Nightingale lean more towards a feminine product, I believe. So it's more feminine, more floral. I wouldn't say it's too sweet, but I would definitely think of it as a very floral fragrance. So both Hummingbird and Nightingale, both were very floral. And I tried Nightingale on day 5. On day 6, I tried out Panda, and Panda was pretty cool. I actually liked the way it smelled. It reminded me of green tea a little bit. It reminded me of just the smell of a forest, a bamboo forest. And so it was pleasant. I'm not big on green as much as I am on musky, woodsy, more woodsy stuff. This was better than I expected, so that was actually pretty decent. On day 7, I tried out Civet. Civet is the musk fragrance that they make. Civet is also their newest fragrance. It is their best fragrance. It was my favorite. And this is also the more expensive one because it's the newest one. It's $165 for the bottle if you're interested. It was really nice, and I think it's right up my alley. And then last but not least, the final one that I did was Beaver, which is, what do you think of a beaver? You think of wood. And that is the woodsy one. And I had high expectations for this as well. And I was a little let down. It wasn't my favorite. It was good, but it just wasn't my favorite. So that's my overall impression. I thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you, Zoologist Perfumes, for providing me with samples so that I can try it. It's very important. If you want to try these fragrances, you need to get the samples first, and then you can commit to the bigger bottles. Thanks for tuning in to Joe Sent Me. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Hit that little notify button up there if you want to continue to watch all the great videos that are coming in the future. And also don't forget to check out my Instagram and my Twitter. All of it is Joe Sent Me, and you can check out the links down below. Thanks again and have a great day. Bye-bye.